I assume you've known like X for like 5+ years at this point.
We've got like a bit of a personal relationship, but we don't have much of a working relationship. If we did more content regularly, then I'd probably feel a lot differently about asking him about it. Like if me and X were doing content all the time, then I'd be like, yo, I do a show, like, do you wanna hop on sometime? Like I'd probably do it, but we don't really, so like I'm not gonna, it just feels weird.
You know, faking viewership metrics.
This is, oof, okay, let's see, okay. I should get paid for this, okay? I'm more honest than any motherfucker in this industry. This would be my guess, okay? If numbers were being cooked, the issue is that black people tend to be fatter, but there are socioeconomic reasons and educational related reasons for why people are fatter, so those are the issues that you have to combat. You can't fix obesity in black communities by changing the definition of obesity. That's retarded.
Why were you against like getting, you know, the big names?
Why am I against getting the big names? Wait, what do you mean?
Like the, you know, I mean, listen, we've had this discussion before, but it doesn't hurt if you ask a couple of these people, you know what I mean?
I have really good relationships with a few like very large people that I talk to that I think trust me on a pretty personal basis. I don't want them. I think one of the reasons why I can do this is, one is because I'm intelligent, two is because I'm already reasonably successful, but I think three is because I am very much not a leechy type person. I don't think anybody that's ever hung out with me or spent time with me or talked to me ever has that feeling about me. If I start making asks, like xQc and me have spoken a decent amount offline over like some of the changes that he's making for his platforms and everything. If I were to come and hit him up with a, hey, can you be on my show? It recontextualizes a lot of our conversations and probably starts to give the impression for some people that like, like this guy's gonna want me to go on some things. I don't like asking the question because I don't even know if he can give a good answer. Because if he says yes, I don't know if he's saying that just because he thinks maybe he owes it to me. If he says no, I don't know if he's gonna feel bad, like he doesn't want to talk to me anymore. If I ask him, I don't know if he thinks that I'm even okay with him saying that. Like it puts like a really weird thing to ask somebody where it's not like a natural thing that they'd probably want to be a part of. So like Low Tier God, for instance, that's somebody that I gave a platform to. I helped out a lot. I think I'm probably a big part of like his upward trajectory recently. And he likes to like scream at people, shit at people, whatever, or used to. So like it's like a natural plug or fit for him. So I don't mind asking people where it's like, hey, like I think you would enjoy this. You'd probably enjoy doing it or whatever. And yeah, but no, I don't. I think that in general, I would say it's generally bad for him to like reach out to all of your big contacts, like, hey, come do this event show that like singularly benefits me, and it would be like a huge boost to my popularity and shit to do that. Yeah.
But don't like, don't a lot of the people that you know do that with you though?
Yeah, sometimes people do.
So, I mean, at the end of the day,
But I'm more concerned like maintaining, like if I treated everybody the way everybody treats me, I would have no friends. I would actually be a bridge burner. I'm not gonna do that.
Basically, and let me understand this. Let me see if I understand this. What you're saying is the way that your relationship is with a lot of people is that, you know, you're just like homies and shit, and you don't ask them for much. And if you ask them for shit that's like outside of your dynamic, it comes off as very weird.
Yeah, I think it kind of reshades things in a particular way. It would make people feel a certain type of way. You said your family is like decently wealthy?
Who?
You?
Me?
Yeah.
No.
Didn't you say you live like in a Somalian mansion or some shit? Did I make that up?
I mean, I do, but what you need to understand is it took like, you know, 40 years of hard work to, you know, build that. You know what I mean? So, you know.
Right, so they are or they aren't? I don't know. It doesn't matter. Never mind. Whatever, I guess. Well, because it doesn't work if your family's wealthy. But like, if you are, like, here's the thing that I've noticed that happens to in this world, a lot of kids that start to get wealthy. I've had this conversation with a few content creators at this point. It's families do this weird thing where they go from not really supporting your choice to do like YouTube, Twitch, OnlyFans, to being a little bit like from ambivalence to like indifference to it. We're like, oh, okay. But then when you start making money on it, they're really excited for you. But all of a sudden, like every text message, every invitation to do something, every time they see you has these like little asks involved. And even if they're really small, the desire to ever spend time with or hang around that family plummets to nothing, because now you feel like every time they reach out to you, it's like, oh boy, are they about to ask for money? Are they about to like, remind me that a birthday's coming up? Are they going to ask for a trip or whatever? Because it just like destroys that relationship. So yeah, I don't know. I try to be really careful with my more popular friends to not like lean in on that too much, because it changes the way that relationship feels.
Isn't that kind of annoying though? Because like at the end of the day, you have to start moving differently, like with your more popular friends. Like some of the shit that you would do with your friends that like don't have that much clout is like completely different. Like for example, low tier God. The reason you felt comfortable, reaching out to him and having him on the show is because, this is cringe, but like you're the guy who has like way more clout, right? So it looks like you're kind of doing him a favor. You know what I mean?
Sure, yeah.
As opposed to like xQc and shit. I mean, honestly, listen. The reason I'm saying this is because I had so many idiots like in your community on my talking about get Train, Amaranth, xQc, get all of these people. I'm like, okay, first of all, who the you think I am? Second of all, okay, I'll just ask Lil Steve. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. It's not like I give a shit. You know what I mean? I like the fucking smaller, content creators anyway, because at the end of the day, the show helps them a lot more than it would like an xQc or whatever. But okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. Even though, like, I get where you're coming from, but at the same time, if you've known some of these people for like, I don't know, I assume you've known like X for like 5+ years at this point. It's like,
yeah, but I mean, it also depends. Like, we don't have much of a. We've got like a bit of a personal relationship, but we don't have much of a working relationship. So it would feel weird to start making like work requests on him. If we did more content regularly, then I'd probably feel a lot differently about asking him about it. Like if me and X were doing content all the time, then I'd be like, yo, I do a show. Like, do you want to hop on sometime? Like, I'd probably do it. But we don't really. So like, I'm not gonna. It just feels weird,
Okay.
I'm trying to think of like what other popular friends do I have that I do content with, like regularly.
What about Train though? He's like in a weird space where he's like, I'd argue he's bigger than you, but at the same time, like if you reached out to him and said, yo, could you be on my show? Like it wouldn't be crazy at all, given that you've been on.
Yeah, but like even the way that like you're phrasing that, like it sounds like I'm looking for a favor, right? Could you be on my show?
No, you're not looking for a favor. It's just like, hey, friend, could you come on the show? That is like, it's that simple. Like, did it come across as he's like, did it come across that way when he used to ask you to come on like Scuff podcast and shit?
No, but I don't even know if I was like necessarily the biggest figure. No, by the time he was asking me, I'm pretty sure he was getting more concurrent viewers than me at that point anyway, right?
Yeah, but like we're talking about the early days. I assume you were on like when he first started it, and he wasn't.
I mean, Train is
big,
probably like the person I'd be most likely to shoot a request like that to. So maybe I might ask Train next time. Yeah.
Yeah, next time. Listen, I'm thinking about this, not to jump the gun or anything, you know what I mean? But next week, why don't we just make it like full political andes? You know what I mean? Like 10.
Maybe we might have to take like a week or two off because I'm gonna be in LA for a while. I'm doing a bunch of shows.
Oh shit. Okay, listen, I could use a break. Oh. What is it? Oh. How was the fucking meeting?
It hasn't happened yet. We're missing each other. He's in Australian time zone, so.
What the fuck? When do you forecast the meeting happening then? Since you guys keep missing each other.
I have no idea. Tomorrow? Tonight? I don't know.
Tomorrow, tonight. Interesting. Nah, Lil Steve doesn't want to be like Raj/Austin, who would only come into voice chat to ask him to be on his show. It was super cringe. Interesting. Is that true?
Yeah, he was doing that a lot, but yeah.
I mean, if you're a showrunner, you know what I mean. You gotta be kind of shameless. You know what I mean? Kind of shameless. Why is Q not yelling? Hey, dickhead! I'm on my glass leg over here. You know what I mean? Somebody fucking put shit in my goddamn fucking apple juice. So unlucky. Wait, why? So like, why are a lot of these people talking about rumors? Like, are you involved in some shit that I don't know about? They're like some new fucking Lil Steve drama that just dropped. Like, what the fuck is this?
New drama? Nothing I'm aware of, no.
Uh, Q and Haas both come from Jonathan's community. Oh yeah, listen, you fucking idiots. Like, I literally was on Jonathan's stream 3 times. Like, I'm so confused when people say that I come from Jonathan's community. Like, I literally was on his stream 3 times. And the first time I ever went into his stream was the first time that, like, or the first time that I watched him was the first time I was on his stream, and we spoke for like 12 hours. So, no, I'm actually confused as fuck. Qorantos is summoning a phantom one guy. Okay. Anyways, fuck. I wanted to know how the meeting went. Unlucky.
Why do you think I would tell you how the meeting went?
What the f? What you mean?
Just to be fully transparent from a business point of view. If I cut another deal with Kick, what's probably going to happen is I'm going to DM you and I'm going to say, all right, listen, we're on. I'm going to start paying you per show. This is what I'm going to pay you. I'm not going to be like, hey, here's my whole contract. What do you want?
Okay, first of all, what you just said in the beginning is exactly what I want.
Okay.
Like, I already have like an idea of how much you're going to get paid. You know
you
what I
have
mean?
no idea. You truly have no idea.
Yes, I do, by the way. Yes, I do. Okay. So, I wouldn't be interested in how much.
This is the range of what could happen, okay? Depending on what's like on the table, it could be anywhere from $250 an hour to $5,000 an hour, depending on like what we talk about. There's a huge range of like what could exist, okay? So for you to be like, oh, I know exactly what about, you have no idea unless you're talking to Eddie or you can know some shit that I don't know, okay?
Okay, let's do the math on this. $5,000 an hour. Let's multiply that by, let's get a nice, round number, 100. So you're telling me you could get, like, you could be getting $500,000 a month. I mean, honestly, that's kind of realistic.
I'm giving you a range, but you don't know. Like, what if for instance, what if we have a discussion and I only cut a deal for the Keeper Kick show, right? In which case I'm guaranteeing, and then like maybe there's incentives based on viewers. Like I say, listen, I can guarantee you 15,000 concurrent viewers on your website for X amount of hours. What do you pay per viewership or whatever, something like that. Like there's like, it just depends, right?
True. I mean, I'm confused. How does this work? Like, right now you went live like how long ago? Like an hour ago? Like you got 4,500 here, but then when you hop over to Kick, like it will suddenly go up to like 8 to 10,000, and then when you're on Rumble it's like 25,000. Like, how the f does this work? Unless like one of these websites is actually making the numbers up, which you said Rumble can't do that because it's illegal, because they're a public company. YouTube can't do that because
hold on. Let me be very clear about the things that I've said, okay? What I said is that if Rumble were to cook their viewership as a publicly traded company, I imagine they could get in a lot of trouble for that. This is what Chris told me, at least, that like if they were cooking the books on the numbers and investors or whatever found out, like this is a stock that's publicly traded, like their whole business could be destroyed. That's what I was told. I don't know, maybe there's ways around that, but I'm just relaying what I was told for that.
And like, what's your opinion on it? Do you believe that they're fucking, cooking up the numbers, or do you believe that they're too smart to not fuck up their business by, faking viewership metrics?
This is, okay, let's see, okay? I should get paid for this, okay? I'm more honest than any motherfucker in this industry. This would be my guess, okay? If numbers were being cooked, this would be my guess for how it's happening. My guess is going to be that right now, there is no standard way to count a live viewer. When you go to a particular stream, you don't really know how many people are watching it. There's a viewership number that's a snapshot of a session that has lasted for some amount of time, right? So, for instance, I might go to a website and it might say 1,000 concurrent viewers. And what that 1,000 concurrent viewers means is that within the last 1 hour, somebody clicked on the stream and stayed there for at least 5 seconds, right? That might be the case. Now, some people might hold on to a concurrent viewer for 5 minutes. Some might hold on to it for 30 seconds. Some might hold on to it for 5 hours. My guess would be is that if somebody was going to cook viewership, what they would do is they would hold on to that concurrent viewer for a long time so that it looks like the concurrent viewership is higher than maybe the amount of people that are actually watching at that particular point in time.
If you asked Chris how they count a viewer, would he tell you?
He has told me, yes.
Whoa.
What?
So basically everything you just said right now is you trying to say like, hey, this is how Rumble does it. But I'm not going to say that exactly, so I'm going to say...
Well, I believe that what he told me, I don't think any of these industry secrets, I think he told me that Rumble holds on to, don't quote me on this, but I think he said Rumble holds on to a concurrent viewer for about 2 minutes. But he said this is essentially... I don't want to like repeat his conversation. I don't know if you should even do that. But like, I imagine there's probably industry people talking about this. Like he says that like essentially like, yeah, different people hold on to concurrent viewers in different ways. And it seems to me that like, if you wanted to cook the books on concurrent viewership, it seems like that's how you would do it in terms of like how you would count a viewer. He already said this in stream chat. Oh, okay. Then he might have already said that like literally in Rumble stream chat. Yeah.
Okay. So out of the 3 platforms being Kick, Twitch, and Rumble, and I'll assume you know how Kick and Twitch count their viewers. Which one do you think is the most sus?
I don't know.
Well, what you mean you don't know? Like, in your opinion.
That means I probably don't want to comment on that. That's what I would say. No comment.
Fuck. Listen, I don't like how I get too many no comments out of you. You know what I mean? Okay. Is it a green platform or is it a purple platform?
I'm not going to comment. The issue is you have to keep in mind, I'm not going to make a comment on this and then a clip blows up on LSF. And then when I go to my next contract negotiation, whoever I'm talking to is like, yeah, you basically said our platform was like either gas their numbers up or some shit. Like, why would I do that? Like, I'm not going to f myself over like that for your amusement or for your curiosity.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm. AMA adopts new policy clarifying role of BMI as a measure in medicine. Is AMA American Medical Association? Okay. Under the newly delegates at the annual meeting of the AMA House of Delegates adopted a policy aimed at clarifying how body mass index can be used as a measure in medicine. The new policy was was part of the AMA Council on Science and Public Health report, which evaluated the problematic history with BMI and explored alternatives. The report also outlined the harms and benefits of using BMI and pointed to BMI as an imperfect way to measure body fat in multiple groups, given that it does not account for differences across race/ethnic groups. Sexes, genders, and age span. Wait, hold on. Am I wrong? I thought there was a different BMI chart for women and men. Is that not true? Am I making that up? There is, and for age as well. Oh. Given the report's findings, the new policy supports AMA in educating physicians on the issues with BMI and alternative measures for diagnosing obesity. Under the newly adopted policy, the AMA recognizes issues with using BMI as a measurement due to its historical harm, its use for racist exclusion, and because BMI is based primarily on data collected from previous generations of non-Hispanic white populations. Due to significant limitations associated with the widespread use of BMI in clinical settings, the AMA suggested to be used in conjunction with other valid measures of risk, such as, but not limited to, measurements of visceral fat, body adiposity index, body composition, relative fat mass, waist circumference, and genetic/metabolic factors. Can you measure visceral fat? Does that have to be done in like an MRI? Or how would you even do that? Or is it just like a simple measurement around the belly or something? I imagine there's got to be some way to do it if they're putting it in here, huh? The policy noted that BMI is significantly correlated with the amount of fat mass in the general population, but loses predictability when applied on the individual level. Isn't that how all broad things about populations work? Isn't that like every single broad thing? The AMA also recognizes that relative body shape and composition differences across race/ethnic groups, sexes, genders, and age span is essential to consider when applying BMI as a measure of adiposity, and that BMI should not be used as a sole criterion to deny appropriate insurance reimbursement. This part is probably true. There are numerous concerns with the way BMI has been used to measure body fat and diagnose obesity, yet some physicians find it to be a helpful measure in certain scenarios, said AMA immediate past president Jack Resnick Jr., MD. It's important for physicians to understand the benefits and limitations using BMI in clinical settings to determine the best care for patients. Like, this part is probably true, but like the idea of like making it like about like race and weird shit like that, I don't understand.
Hello, French CND here. Since you support socialized healthcare, would you find it interesting to cover the pros and cons of closed working systems such as the one in CND and the UK system? Magic con here is the portrayment of healthcare workers. CND.
It could be that certain races have slightly different body measurements that fuck up the BMI measurements. Yeah, I'm not buying that one, Chief. Black people are fat as fuck. The issue that I have when you try to, when you hop on this euphemistic treadmill is you start to lose sight of like the problems that you're supposed to be fixing, right? The issue with black people isn't that the measurements are racist. The issue is that black people tend to be fatter. But there are socioeconomic reasons and educational related reasons for why people are fatter. So those are the issues that you have to combat. You can't fix obesity in black communities by changing the definition of obesity. That's retarded. But yeah, you lose the ability to like talk about these issues if it's just like, oh, well, like what do we do about obesity in poorer communities? Oh, well, nothing, because it's not a real problem because the measurements are racist. Oh, okay. Well, like, that's so stupid. Just so you know, this is largely a non-issue with the actual application of medical primary care. It's patting ourselves on the back so we can show the general population we use a nuanced approach. I don't even know if that's true, though. Like, maybe right now it doesn't change anything, but I don't know if that'll be the case in the future, right? Like, I feel like there are certain hard things, like when it comes to like medicine. I say medicine is pretty soft in terms of scientific stuff in general. But like, I feel like there should be hard things where it's like that we leave the feelings at the door to some extent, and then you talk about, I guess whatever the particular shit is, it just feels cringe. I don't know. I don't care. What do I know? Who cares? I don't give a fuck. Starbound source code leak. Oh, this is not going to work over here? Don't care. I already got it up. The issue is with cutoffs. A black person with an average higher bone mass might be obese at 0.5 kilograms higher than a white one, so insurance premiums based on the broad cutoff would be inadequate. Sure, El Bandero, I can understand that. If you're talking about like insurance cutoffs or whatever, then I think it's probably important to analyze that. However, BMI is used in recruitment in some fields. Some people don't get the job because of the arbitrary metric when they are not actually fat. I would be so curious where that's true. Kai Hemmett. I'm very interested where that's true. Some dude goes in who's a shredded as fuck power lifter, and that's why the BMI is fucked for him, and they're like, sorry, you missed the mark on this, your BMI is 30, we can't let you in or whatever. I don't know about that one. Maybe it's possible in some cases, but lightweight MMA fighters, for example. What is your basis for thinking this is cringe rather than a well-informed medical decision? Do you have some cause to think the AMA is operating under the idea of being woke rather than for the best medical outcome? Yeah, because one, your understanding is supposed to be that BMI is not an exact science. BMI is like, that's like, BMI is the equivalent to saying like, hey, are you...
Where the fat is distributed is a major influence on risk prediction. So too